Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
And we are back, man, episode 379.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Recently, a viral clip of our hometown in Bakersfield went viral. And it was at a funeral. Let's play some audio from what just happened here. All right. Let me open this up. All right.
They told me it was family only, but Craig was my nigga. That was my brother, bro. Hey, when I started my first club in Bakersfield, Craig said, Stacy P, I'm going to give you the money. Make sure my name is on the flyer. And we did that. Craig Hunter, hey, bro, I love you. I love you, bro. I don't even want to, put you in the grave right now, man. But we gonna do this shit, though, on East Side! East Side, Mid-City Crib!
And as you heard there, that was one of the people that were, at funerals, they allow you to get up and speak. Usually the family or friends and family get up there and speak on behalf of the deceased. But this is why you can't let everybody do that.
Yeah.
This is why you can't let everybody do that. However, I don't want to shame her for this reason. Sometimes people express themselves in different ways. And what if that was the capacity of their relationship? What if he was really her nigga? Yeah. And that was really their thing, right? I don't want to invalidate that. I've been to many funerals, unfortunately, and there was one that I went to of a peer of mine. We were the same age, and he had an uncle that went up there and was like, "I love my nephew. I love him to death. He always been a shining light in my life. He gave me so much money, so much money. I owe him so much money. He paid my bills, y'all. Times got rough, and he just started talking about how much money his nephew gave him, to the point where the family had to just tell him to shut up.
Oh, dang.
They was like, hey, you got to sit down.
They just told him to sit down?
Yeah, they said, you got to sit down. He's like, I know, I'm hurting so bad. I owe my nephew so much money, so much money.
That is a weird thing
and the thing is, his mourning wife and kids are sitting there crying, and you're talking about how much money you owe their dad. Right. I'm like, come the fuck on. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it's fun. I feel like if I wasn't from Bakersfield, and also, I didn't go to church regularly, this would be funny to me. But me knowing it'd be one, you see the whole gang side of it, and we know, these East Side, gang members.
East Side, Mid-City Crib.
Yeah, it's just it's a head shaker right there. But then also in the church, because this happened at our church recently, where it was some drama and some gang members, because everybody needs a place to kind of celebrate their loved ones. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes that happens to be either a funeral home, or if somebody goes to a specific church, or they may have grew up in that church, they'll probably more than likely have their service there. But yeah, I just don't think that's funny to me when somebody is in the church house cussing and things like that.
Crazy.
I don't really get down with that. But like I said, I think if I was removed from it, if I'm a guy from Arizona or Texas or something, I could probably look at this and be like, dang, that's hilarious. But yeah, I just think it's very ignorant, and I'm not really a fan of people cussing in the church like that. That's not cool to me.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes too, when churches ask, you ever see somebody that's asked to give their testimony in front of the church,
mm-hmm.
and somebody walks up? There was this older woman. This is a video from years ago, and she was giving her testimony. She's like, I was in the streets selling my body for drugs. And I was out here sucking these dicks and licking these balls. And they took the mic from her.
Yeah, you got to.
That shit was hilarious.
Dog, I work on the soundboard at the church. So if something like that happened, I'm hitting the mute fast. Yeah. I've seen some. I'm not going to say it on air because, I don't want nobody calling me and being like, why would you say that? But this is what I will say. there was a particular preacher. Like, I'll tell Eddie after podcast.
Yeah.
There was a particular preacher that came to our church. It was a white man. And ironically, our pastor invited him because he was speaking at a funeral service.
Mm-hmm.
So he's speaking at a funeral service. And then our pastor asked him to be like a guest speaker at the service that would be the next day on Sunday. And he was saying some very wild stuff. And that actual video, like, because we record all of them and like put them on like Facebook and stuff like that. That particular video, it got scrubbed. It got scrubbed from the internet.
Really?
Yeah, you can't find that mug nowhere. You just had to be there.
It was a white pastor that said it?
Yeah, he was saying some wild stuff.
I could imagine. Oh, y'all's love that fried chicken. Am I right? Can I get an amen? Sister Green making collard greens. Is that right? All right now. Amen.
Yeah.
God is good, right?
Yeah.
Collard greens, mac and cheese. Like, all right, Pastor, you getting paid? You getting a little carried away, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, I thought it was fucked up and hilarious at the same time, because I think that there are real emotions that run through people, and sometimes people communicate that way. But people also need to have some type of a filter, because there are children there, and it is in a church. Now, me, I may curse here and there, but I don't ever do that in church. I do not curse at all in church.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line. But I knew some kids that used to cuss in church back in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
They were like, shit, I'm trying. It'd be bad. Like, shit, I'm trying to smoke a blunt. I'll be like, hey, bro, we are in the 7th grade.
You just have like some decency to like code switch if you.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Before we move on though, the funniest shit that I remember back in the day, it was like in 90. This had to be 98. And we were in the Sunday, the Sunday Bible school, and we had and I got it. I don't want to put her out there, but it was I don't even want to say her name. Somebody might run it back. I don't know, but
tell the story.
I'll just tell the story. Anyways, shout out to Sister McCoy. I don't think she meant any wrong by it, but it was my homie's brother, my homie Mario's brother Matt. He asked her. He was like. So when dogs and cats die, do they go to heaven? And she said, right here it say in the Bible, if you cannot praise the Lord with your mouth, you will burn in hell.
Oh, dang.
And then he was like, so the dogs and cats die? He said, they all burn in hell because they can't praise the Lord. Nigga, I was dying. I was in church laughing.
Why would you tell a kid that?
Bro, because me and my boy Gene was like, isn't that God's creation? He's like, no, if you cannot praise the Lord, you will burn in hell.
Oh, my
Bruh,
God.
I was crying.
Yeah, I think I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say to a kid.
Bruh, she said that to the whole class, and everybody was quiet. I was sitting there busting up, because even in the 8th grade,
Yeah.
I had enough of thinking power on my own. I was like, you sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure that Baxter is burning in hell right now? I don't think that Pomeranian had a choice.
That's crazy.
That's wild, yo. Shout out to Bakersfield, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully we could go viral for something good.
And dogs is not allowed in church. I can't bring Buddy to church.
Yeah. I don't know. Yes, you can if it's a service dog.
Yeah, but outside of that, they not letting no other dog in there.
Nah, because people be saying, my dog is so smart. I swear, he's smarter than most people.
Yeah.
And then they bring the dog indoors and he take a big old shit.
Yeah, everybody claim their dog is like well behaved. Yeah. And then they get in the church and they just barking the whole time.
What's annoying to me is when people claim their dog is so well behaved and then the dog is he's just on a fucking Easter egg hunt the whole time. And the dog is sniffing your butt. You're like, hey, can you get your dog off my butt, man?
Right.
You're like, oh, no, he cool, man. He cool. He just be doing that. It's like, hey, man.
Nah, it's not cool.
Hey, man, your dog is gay, man.
That's funny. They said dogs don't be gay. They just be asserting their dominance.
It's like, nah, man, the dog, you got the wrong one, man. You got the wrong one. The dog was like, I need you and I want you.
Ain't nothing more important than a man's butt
Like,
than a human butt.
He's like, get this dog off of me. All you feel is a wet nose in your jeans. He's like, get this fucking dog off me, man. All right, man, let's switch gears. Switching gears. This is a wild story, man. A murdered family member was murdered over a honey bun. I know this sounds wild, but I'm going to play this clip right now.
A man A 29-year-old man is facing charges tonight after police say he killed his uncle over a honey bun. A lot of you have really been talking about this story, and we have new information from a warrant that accuses Michael Crowley of shooting and killing his uncle, 48-year-old Roderick Crowley, all because he ate his honey bun from out of the refrigerator. DeKalb County police say that a witness told Michael to leave the home to try and calm down, and he did leave, but he allegedly came back shooting his uncle 4 times in the chest and arms. The warrant says that Michael then called 911 and told an operator what he did, and officers found him in the woods nearby and then took him into custody with a canine, later finding his gun. He is charged with malice murder.
God dang.
My goodness. I think the saddest thing about it, bro, is honey buns ain't even fire like that. It's like, bro, I don't think this was the first time this happened. First of all, rest in peace to his family member. Nobody should die over a fucking honey bun. But was this his first offense? It may have not been his first offense.
He, I'm sure that's like it's like some black trauma stuff. Is he black?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's like some black trauma stuff because when you think about, you know how it is, like, I think black people, especially when you come up in poverty, we have a different relationship with food because it's like, it's not at a surplus. You know what I mean? Like we come from, you know, we may have just enough food to get by until we get more food stamps or something like that. And like, so I think coming up, we have a different relationship with food. Like when somebody eats our food, and this is something that I didn't really realize until like I got a little bit older. And I would have conversations with like older black men or like just people that I met that didn't grow up the same way that I did. And one particular thing I remember this guy was telling me, he's like, yeah, man, like, you know, you go to certain households, different cultures, and you say he like in our culture, if somebody drink the last of the apple juice, like it's a problem. Like dad is mad, slamming doors, like everybody in trouble. Somebody might get a whooping. Be like, if you go to other cultures, like they don't be tripping like that. If somebody drink the last of the apple juice, they'll just go replace it.
Yeah.
You know, when they go grocery shopping again.
That's poverty-based trauma.
Exactly. So I think that there's a little bit of that,
Absolutely,
you know, going on here where this guy is, for whatever reason, like he wanted that honey bun so bad that it just like triggered something in him that he wanted to, you know, take somebody's life.
I think that's how thin the line is when it comes to mental health.
Sure.
Maybe that honey bun was like, it's going to sound really like jokey or satirical. Maybe that was like his peaceful like sanctuary. Mm-hmm. It's like he's so broke, you know, and he's so broken inside and life is fucked up, but he's got that honey bun to look forward to. Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever been at work and you got something you made the day before, you went to a restaurant and you're like, ooh, I'm finna eat that when I get home.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, that's just from a basic sense. I think we all can do that. But if you're a person that's in poverty and somebody takes your food, you could imagine a visceral response, not one of somebody killing someone, but in this case, this guy was one honey bun away from killing a person.
Right.
And I'm not saying this is cool, but what if his uncle did this shit before and he was like, all right, nigga, that's going to be the last time you do that shit. And he's like, all right, I'll do it again. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And he probably ate another honey bun after that.
And you think there was a warning? Because if that's like how you react to that, it's either two ways. One, you've had like multiple and this just pushed you over the edge.
Yeah.
Or you was letting it slide for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And then finally you like, yo, I'm about to crash out on this dude.
I also think that some people can't compartmentalize things. So they go through stress. Like imagine, you know, your girl cheats on you and then you get demoted at your job and then your car runs out of gas and then you come home and your uncle eats your honey bun and your uncle ain't got shit to do with all those 4 things that happen, but you like, this nigga got to die.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you should not be reacting to people in traffic, because people are dealing with life. We live in a time where this is the worst mental health climate in American history. Mm-hmm. So if you're driving down the street, some guy cuts you off, he's like, fuck you, motherfucker, learn how to drive. And then he pulls out an AK-47 and you're done. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh my God, he's shooting at us. He's crazy. And it's like, you expected him to be normal. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. I don't even expect people to be normal anymore.
Yeah. I think, you know, and this is a slight tangent, but I just think how you move through traffic can definitely save your life.
Yes.
Like, we were in a situation where we had went to go grab some food somewhere, and I remember there was a light where basically you yield to make a left. You know what I mean? Like it's not a turn signal per se, but you just gotta make sure there's no oncoming traffic in order to
Right.
to make that left across traffic. And I remember that there was the oncoming traffic. They were making rights, like they were making rights this way, and you know that you got to let them go.
Yes.
And I'm not a person. I hate when people jump into the nearest lane, even though there's like traffic coming. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't like to do that because I just think that's stupid. Because you just never know if the person is going to jump into that far lane when they're making that left or that right for the oncoming traffic. So I just wait till the coast is clear, and somebody behind me like honked at me, like I was in the wrong, even though there was still people making that right.
This is road rage.
Yeah. So and basically, so I waited my time or my turn, and then I eventually made the left. And my wife was like, "Should we She said something like, "Should we flip her off or should we cuss her?" Something she said. And I was just like, no,
Fuck them.
because you just, like you say, you just don't know how people are going to react. And if somebody is that impatient in traffic,
Lord knows what
you just don't want to egg them on in any.
I'm going to tell you my pet peeve and the absolute worst thing that people do, and it needs to fucking stop. You ever been at a light, and the light's obviously red, it's about to turn green, and then it turns green, and before you can put your foot on the throttle to move, the person behind you is honking. Mm-hmm. You like, why the fuck are you honking?
Hey, daughter, it just turned yellow. I mean, it just turned green.
Don't make me turn you into the honey bun situation.
Oh,
Okay?
dang.
You are my honey bun right now. Okay?
The honey bun killer.
You better.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy.
Oh man, that's a wild ass name, the Honey Bun Bandit. Back at it again. God damn. Well, that's a horrible way to die. Yeah, because honey buns ain't fire like they used to be too.
Right.
They don't they taste a little chemically now. Like they fry them in that oil or something. Because I know back in the day, the best honey buns was Little Debbie honey buns, bro.
Yeah.
Little Debbie honey buns was the best, and they only costed I think it was only like 50 cents back then or a quarter. They over
Like
a dollar
quarter.
now.
Yeah. The ones that's still pretty decent is the Duchess ones from Sam's Club.
Oh, I ain't had those.
Those are still pretty good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, those was pretty good.
My thing though, my issue with some honey buns, they got a honey bun that got that white frost on it. Mm-hmm. I can't fuck with that. That's
It's
too much.
just too frosty.
It's too much sugar, bro.
Yeah.
It's too much sugar.
And it's like a thickness. I don't like the texture of it.
Yeah,
either.
it's like a little honey brick.
Yeah. It's not like real. You know how have you ever had like Cinnabon or something like that?
Yeah,
They'll put like the drizzle or whatever on there.
Yeah.
Like that's like a decent texture, but this is just like nasty.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a thick layer that it's like you got to really microwave that motherfucker to get that off.
Yeah.
They got a couple flavors. I think they got new flavors of honey buns now that I was like, nah. And they got like one that's like a honey bun strawberry. You seen it?
Nah.
Yes, I have. It's a honey bun strawberry one. Mm-hmm. It's a honey bun blueberry one. Okay. It's a honey bun. I think it's a pineapple or some shit.
Okay.
I'm cool, bro. I ain't doing that because I know it's like all that food coloring and shit. These honey buns GMO like a motherfucker.
I gotta try the strawberry. That's my go-to.
That sound kind of good.
Yeah.
But with me, man, I think when it come to like the most big back behavior that I've exhibited back in the day is when you get 2 honey buns. But see, here's the thing. You got to get your vanilla ice cream ready, bro. Right? So what you do is you run some hot water in your sink and you get an ice cream scoop, right? Mm-hmm. You know how the ice cream scoop got that little contraption on the side where you grab the ice cream with it?
Yeah.
So what you do is you put the ice cream you put the ice cream scooper maybe in a bowl or something. You run hot water. You microwave your honey buns at 25 seconds to where they get nice and fucking smoldering hot, right? Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you pull the honey buns out, you take 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream, throw it on top, and then you get a fork and you dig in immediately.
That's big. That's for sure big bag activity.
Yeah, I've gave y'all the directions.
Yeah.
It is up to you. Okay. Yeah. It's up to your
I
discretion.
don't like them. Yeah. I don't like them too. I won't keep it in there for that long, me personally, because I don't like the soft honey bun. You know what I mean?
What?
I don't like it super soft. I need a little bit of texture to it.
Need a little bit hard?
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
Damn, this nigga.
Yes.
God damn.
Nah, I just need it firm. Yeah.
That gay dog looking for you.
Roof.
Oh, this gay dog is in my butt again, man.
God, that's crazy.
God damn it.
The gay dog probably barked different too.
The gay dog, he be eating kibbles and butts.
Oh, dang. His bark is more zesty, like woof, woof.
Oh, dang. Oh, gay German Shepherds is crazy. Oh, man. It's like, I've been trying to train my dog to fight, but he just be laying on his back.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. I think that the lesson to be learned about this honey bun situation is never allow your mental health to become so just so exhausted that it takes that one thing to just completely flip you. I think you need to be aware of when you're having a very down moment and you need to just get up and walk away or like take a walk or breathe or something. But I think he has to be in prison. This is where he should be, because when you don't control yourself as an adult and you do something this crazy, you should never be free again.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's no way you live in the same reality as other people when all it took was a honey bun for you to lose your mind.
This is a question, and I don't know if anybody has an answer, just to kind of like, just to inquire about it. How many people do you think like, you know, so I think the idea of locking someone up is to prevent them from doing it again. I wonder, like, the number of people that have committed murders that would like that's actually protecting, or that like we're locking them up to protect them from, you know, society, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, if a person like, so I say that to say, like, was this just like a wild occurrence where he like, dang, I messed up? Or is he the type of person that's like, if we keep him out in the world, like, he might do it again? Yeah,
they got to lock this nigga up.
Yeah.
If all it took was a honey bun, what if
Who knows?
Imagine if I waved hi to this nigga. Hey, how you doing? Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Yeah.
Now you done shot me in the street. I got the gay dog sniffing me and shit. God damn it. The reason why he has to go to prison is because there is I don't say a parallel, but it's kind of the same thing. Are you familiar with the Amityville Horror?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a movie, but it's based off true events. And the guy that took his whole family out, right? He's been locked up. I think he passed away now. But whenever he was interviewed, the first thing he would say, he's like, I should have killed my mother-in-law, man. I should have killed her too, man. I should have killed my mother-in-law. All those years later, he still had resentment that he didn't get to kill his mother-in-law.
God dang.
That's why these certain people need to be in prison. They cannot be free. They either need to be in the electric chair or behind a wall, because as soon as you let them out, they might be normal. They might go to Pizza Hut and get a slice of pizza and then go get them a soda and walk in the park and then just stab the shit out of somebody. So these people got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Lock them up.
Lock them up, man. All right, let's switch.
And that's the same thing with what's the guy, the serial killer, the one that
we got
Zac Efron played?
I can't remember, but we got to start making a distinction when we use certain words when it comes to murderers, because like this nigga killed over a honey bun. If you say serial killer, they're gonna think he was talking about Kellogg's.
The honey bun killer.
The Kellogg's killer. It's like, there's no fucking Frosted Flakes in here, Mom? Do you want to fucking die right now, huh? It's like, oh my God, Peter, I'm so sorry. I meant to get, these aren't even fucking real brand. What is Honey Frost? That's not real brand, Mom. That's not from Kellogg's. What is this? We didn't have enough money, Peter. We couldn't get the real branded stuff. He's like, you better go back to the store right now if you want to go to sleep tonight, Mom. He's like, oh my God, just please don't hurt us.
If you never want to wake up again, you better go get that cereal, Mom.
It's like, I need almond milk, Mom. I told you I'm lactose intolerant.
I need the taste you can see.
What cereal is that? What brand is that?
Ain't that Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I think so, man. It's like, this is crispy rice. I need Snap Crackle Pop. What the fuck is this, Mom? Oh man,
That's hilarious. No, so the guy was looking. I was talking about Ted Bundy.
Ah,
so the reason
yeah.
I said that is because he had got locked up. So a lot of these serial killers, there's a couple of them. There was another one, I can't think of the name right now, but they usually get locked up, and then sometimes they'll get released because maybe they don't have enough information, or maybe there was not enough evidence, or they kind of they processed the evidence wrong or something like that, and then they'll get released, and then they go back into the world, and then they kill like 5 more people, and then it's a whole thing, or like people don't believe them, whatever the case may be. So to go with your point, like when somebody, I do feel like there's people that have like they can rehab themselves, or it was like maybe like a self-defense situation, or like whatever, where it was just kind of a one-off thing, but probably more times than not, if you're capable of like pulling a trigger or
crazy.
stabbing somebody to death or whatever, you probably would be able to do that multiple times.
I think that this is completely voided when it comes to this situation. I mean, unless he says, I was protecting my honey bun from my uncle. I mean, that's not going to fly in court.
Yeah.
God damn. You imagine somebody losing their mind. You go to prison, and people are telling you what they got locked up for. It's like, yeah, I got money laundering. Oh, okay. I got capital murder. Oh, okay. What you in here for? I'm in here for Lil Debbie. What you mean, Lil Debbie? Just look at my paperwork. It'll tell you everything. And it would scare all the inmates. Can you imagine a guy in prison for killing someone over a honey bun? Nigga, nobody want to talk to him.
Yeah, they wouldn't try to steal his food.
They be like, hey, young man, don't go near that cell right there. That's honey bun. Why they call him honey bun, man? He sound like a nice person. He's like, nah, my nigga. Go look at his paperwork. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Don't play with that dude, man. He sit in a room by himself and just read books. He don't do nothing else. Like, oh, okay. But, can I give him like a peace offering? If you do anything, you can only do one thing. You can only bring him honey bun.
That's the only way he talk to you.
And then he walk up in the room. He's like, hey, what's going on, man? My name is Patrick. I brought you a honey bun, man. That ain't Lil Debbie, nigga.
It's the wrong. That's Duchess.
I don't ever want to see you again, my nigga. If I see you again, it's over for you.
That's
like, oh man, I'm sorry, man. And he just take the honey bun and throw it at you.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. I think we've exhausted this topic enough.
Shout out Lil Debbie.
All right. God bless y'all. Switching.
Hey man, speaking of that, we got to do another commercial, man. We might have to do like a little Debbie Snacks commercial.
There are so many failing products, though, man. There's so many products that people either don't drink or use or utilize anymore, and I think that that's I feel like that's the market that we're touching.
I was watching. I was scrolling through my computer and I seen a Shasta one, and I was like, "Yo, this is actually like, it looks good. Like the voiceover, the sound quality and everything is good." I was like, "Yo, this is legit for us to just do that on a whim kind of thing."
Yeah.
So we got to do some more of those.
Well, I mean, we got one Shasta already.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what if we do stick with soda? It's
no. I wasn't. I'm just saying, just the commercials aspect. We just got to do another one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Dr. Thunder would be super dope, though.
Dr. Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Thunder. For those that don't know, there was brands that were kind of like, man, ooh, this would be a perfect one, but I don't know where to find it. Mr. Pibb.
Those used to only be in
certain stores.
The stores. I mostly seen them in like them freaking vending machines, like randomly, like in like a Walmart or.
But Mr. Pibb was second to Dr. Pepper. It had almost the same taste.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Pibb was legit.
It was legit, and then Dr. Thunder was like afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But I could really do a lot with Dr. Thunder.
Yeah.
Like, Dr. Thunder, are you feeling crispy, thirsty, and tasty? Dr. Thunder.
You need the sound effects too.
Fucking lightning strikes. Dr. Thunder. After a long day. Dr. Thunder. Like an 80s voice, like an 80s jingle.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's
the fake Mountain Dew called?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's called Mountain Shoutin'.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's the Shasta version. Mountain Shoutin'.
Mm-hmm.
So all you gotta do is start that commercial off. Oh, Mountain Shoutin'.
That was comedy.
Yeah, I think it's kind of lazy. Some of these fucking generic names, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, it'd just be like instead of Rice Krispies, just Crispy Rice.
Oh yeah.
Or Polar Bear Crunch.
Crispies.
Yeah. Crispy Crutters. Okay, first of all, what is a crutter? All right, switching gears. Let's get into it. This is a horrible story. A 40-year-old woman passes away after working 7 days a week. Yeah, folks, make sure you take your time off. Quita Cole. So rest in peace to Quita Cole. A 40-year-old entrepreneur tragically passed away after years of relentless work. Known for her strong work ethic, Quita reportedly worked 7 days a week without breaks, constantly pushing herself to maintain her business and responsibilities. Loved ones say she had become burnt out and exhausted from the nonstop grind. Shortly before her death, she reportedly told those around her, "Quita needs rest," a chilling phrase that would be her final words. She laid down for a nap and heartbreakingly never woke up. The cause of death has not been officially confirmed, but social media suggests it may have been related to undiagnosed or untreated health issues such as diabetes. Her story has gone viral across Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, with thousands of mourning her loss and reflecting on the dangerous consequences of hustle culture. Quita's passing has sparked a wave of awareness about burnout and the need for self-care, reminding those to prioritize health and balance over constant productivity. Despite no coverage from major news outlets yet, her story continues to spread through communities, tributes, and emotional posts celebrating her life and legacy. May she rest in peace.
I think, yeah, I'll let you rock, but I think that last part, about hustle culture and all that stuff, it's like, dog, we don't live in no hustle culture. People are just trying to survive. Like, I think it's not,
point.
Yeah, I don't think, like, hustle culture is like the TikTok guys, like, yo, I got to get to it. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to go over here, or, you hear, like, the Gary V's and all these people, like, that's hustle culture.
Right.
Like, some stuff is, like, deeper than that. Some stuff is, like, if I don't go to work today, then I'm not going to be able to eat next week, or my kids need to eat, or whatever the case may be. So, yeah.
No, you're right. Man, that's a good point. There is a guy that asked me, I'll leave him nameless. He asked me, "Hey man, is your job hiring?" I said, "I'm not sure. You may have to talk to the owner." And he says, "Do you know if he could work me 7 days a week?" And I was like, "I don't think that's legal." He was like, "Well, I have a family, bro. I got to work 7 days, bro. So if he can't work me 7 days, I can't work there."
What in the world?
And I thought to myself, I was like, dude, like, first of all, nobody's going to get rich off of any job. Let's be very clear. And secondly, why would you want to work 7 days a week? And also, he says, "Well, I have a family and I got a wife that doesn't work." So I'm thinking, like, yo, two things. One, why would you be okay with that as a man? Why would you be okay with taking that much time away from your family and your kids? Secondly, as a partner, why would you, like, allow your partner to be that burnt out?
Right.
You're not getting the best out of your partner if they're working 7 days a week.
That's tough, dog.
That's
think,
insane.
I feel for people in those situations, like, because there's some situations where, the mom has a child,
right?
And the dad has a good job, and it just so works out that that's just like how it is, and they're stuck. It's oftentimes like cheaper to just have the mom stay at home than trying to like go pay for childcare and stuff like that. So that's a thing, but man, those situations are tough because you can't. Because I know, I have, I'm gonna say from experience, but I know certain, people that have been in those situations where they, the kids are a little bit older now, like
right.
they're like 5, 6 years old, and the plan was like, hey, mom, you're gonna go back to work when the kids are old enough to be in school and whatnot. The kids graduated and the mom still never got no job, and then the dad is stuck just working 7 days a week. So it's and I'm not trying to make this a gender thing. I'm just saying, like, those when I hear situations like that, I feel for those guys because they don't really have the capacity to like have that conversation. Like, yo, I can work 5 days a week, but I just need you to go supplement what I got going on, and you ain't got to go get like no $100,000 a year job. Like, I just need you to bring something home. So
I'll say this, because I had a conversation with a driver the other day, and he was talking about how work got cut out. He said work got cut slow for him at a job he was working. And he said his wife just went up and just found a job. like he just said she just got up and started working.
That's dope.
And he was like, damn. He's like, it's only like, it's $1,000, like basically a little over $1,000 every 2 weeks. He's like, but that shit helps so much.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
money.
I told him, I said, God bless you and your wife, bro. I was like, I mean, he's like, you don't expect to. He's like, I don't really expect much from her at all. He's like, but I was starting to fall off. Like I wasn't getting to work, and she just was like, fuck that shit. She's like, she just went out and found a job.
Yeah, that's the
So
type of
shout out to her.
woman you want.
And it works both ways too, for this reason. Because let's say, for example, you're dating a woman that has a career. She's like in the hospital as a nurse or whatever type of job she's doing, and you see her becoming less of a woman, like less of who she is. Like she's losing her spark. She's not as energetic. She's tired all the time, whatever the case. If I make enough money to pay all the bills, I would tell my girl or my wife, like, hey, you might need to figure this out later, but you need to leave. I'll just pay the bills until you figure it out. Because you are drowning. Like you got somebody here that's willing to take care of you until you figure whatever out, and you need to get the fuck out of there because I'm worried about you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you looking at your girl and she looks super stressed out and tired all the time, you start seeing big rings around her eye. Like fuck that. You got to quit. You got to get up out of there.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, because I can't watch you, because when that happens, when your health starts getting affected by whatever job you're working, like that means that person's kind of dying slowly.
Right.
And I'm not putting up with that.
No, that's real. I have a cousin who's like, he does really well for himself, and he could probably like, and he's even said it like, hey man, like, I'd be wanting her to stay at home, but she just like, she like having something to do. She like, being able to go and even making her own money, probably just feel like she contributing to the household. And I think that stuff is important. So I feel like if anybody, is in that situation, everybody's situation is different. So there's not going to be a one size fits all for this specific scenario. Yeah. But I will say though, like it is important, early on. And, I would tell this to Eddie, like if you, because I don't know how people get there, but if you're in a situation where like I think this is what I would say. I think this primarily happens like when you meet a woman who's not like goal or career oriented, right? Go. Like and I'm not trying to, put a specific job out there because I don't want it to sound bad, but if you meet a woman and she just has like a job and not necessarily a career, I think those things are easier to just be like, I'm just not doing it at all. Like I have one of my coworkers, his wife is a teacher, but she took some time off to raise the kids. Like they have a few kids, and he just told me, he was like, basically like she got her teaching credential and everything, and as soon as like our kids are a little bit older and, ready to, go to daycare or school or whatever, like we back to regularly scheduled program. But for now, they're just kind of living off of his income. But that's what happened. Like, and I don't imagine she's just going to be sitting at home for the rest of her life. Like she probably likes going to teach and stuff like that. So,
right. I think kids are a huge sacrifice, and women take a lot of, not just from delivering the child, but especially you have more than one kid. I think it becomes a lot to ask a woman to work a job at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. But you would hope as a man you make enough income to, to provide for the house. Because personally, if I had 2 kids, I'm like, I really wouldn't feel comfortable with my girl working. At least not when the kids are little. Because, I mean, they're not going to know me or my wife. What the fuck?
Right.
They just going to know that they're going to be knowing everybody else but us.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where you work, Yeah. Because there's jobs where you go in at 9, you get off at 5, and you good. But if you're working 12-hour days, yeah, that's tough.
And even if I had enough money, like, to pay for all that shit, I would say this. I would at least want her to do something that she loves to do. Yeah. Like, you need to be doing something purpose-driven.
Like a routine that you got, even if it's like, I don't know, going cycling with a group of people, or, just something that is like consistent, so you just not like scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah, you can't be doing it. If you just sitting on YouTube and TikTok all day while I'm at work, I'm going to have a problem with that. I'm going to have a problem with that because what's happening is is there's no form of elevation. Like if I'm at work, you need to be in the gym. I'm just being real. Especially if I'm busy and I still make time to go, your ass need to be in the gym. And then you also need to be finding something productive to do for yourself. So if after you hit the gym, if you have a business that you want to start, I'm willing to pay for it. I'm willing to give you some money to start, maybe an esthetician clinic or whatever it is you want to do, or a freaking, I don't know, but something. If you want to prep meals, because there's some women out here that have, in Bakersfield more specifically, that have a huge meal prepping company. Oh my God, I gotta shout them out. Jesus, but they make great meals over there.
You don't have to shout them out. They can pay for some ad space.
Yeah, but they do a hell of a job. But I would just hope that if I'm with a woman that is having that time, I want her to do something she loves, because God forbid, if for some reason you're at work, you get hurt, something happens, and she's built up, time to build a business while you're at work, and then you're down, then she could take over.
Yeah.
A lot of men get caught up like, men need to be the provider, and you hear women like, I need a provider, man, and all of it. But it's like, ladies, at some point, a man is going to have to lean on you. At one point in your life, a man is going to have to lean on you, and that's going to be the test. Like, do you have the capacity to take on everything when the ship sinks down? Right? Like, do you have it? Because I've seen some women out there where, I know a guy ended up losing his job, and his wife was like, hey, just take a vacation. I'm going to take care of everything. Then gave him money to start his own business. So I think that there are women out here that are really about that, man.
Yeah.
But overall, we didn't really jump off the topic because we're still talking about jobs. I will say, though, there is no job worth your life. There's not one job that is worth your life. So please, folks, take that vacation, book that trip, continue to work out and eat a more health conscious diet. Don't deal with toxic people and toxic relationships and shit. It's going to drive your cortisol levels up through the roof, and you're going to end up being very sick. So don't do that. Lay off the alcohol too, please.
Yeah. Because
people that really hate their job, they be the ones drinking the most. They get off of work like, my boss, I can't stand him. Oh, let me get another 40 ounce. Oh, that ain't enough.
Yeah.
And now they done drank. I knew a dude that was on his fourth 40 ounce. I had to stop him.
God damn.
Yeah. It was back in like 2009. I remember I had just lost my job, and I was hanging out with a group of dudes, and we was all looking for work. And I knew them over the years, but I didn't realize that we was low key like becoming alcoholics. And I've never been like that, but I started drinking multiple times throughout the week, and I was spending money on beer, and I'm like, wait, hold the fuck up. And then I started looking at them, and they was drinking. I'm thinking like, dog, I had enough self-awareness even at the age of like 24, 23, 24. Yeah, 24. That I was like, this ain't it, dude. I can't do this.
Yeah. That's stuff, man. That's the thing. Like with those kind of habits, man, you just fall into it.
Yeah, man.
You don't even realize it. The next thing you know, like, I mean, unless a lot of people don't have that self-awareness, so they just keep going.
I think that the biggest wake up call I had is I was drinking a Bud Ice, and I don't ever drink those.
That's like a cheap beer, ain't it?
It's like a knockoff Bud Light, and I was drinking a Bud Ice, and I was like, man, it was a 32 ouncer too, and I was just drinking it cold, and I was like, oh man, I'm buying low class beer because I'm running out of money.
Right. Yeah.
This means I shouldn't be drinking anymore, and I don't drink. Like even Keith knows I don't ever drink. Only special events. Like I drank a little bit at his wedding, nothing major. Or I probably drinking. Oh God, I think it was the first time I drank the whole year was at your wedding.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, all right, let's move on. Let's move forward here. We got business to handle. All right, switching gears. This is the terrible story. White Sox fan banned indefinitely after taunting Diamondback star Ketel Marte. Okay, now. As fans, there are certain things you can say that they're kind of expected. You suck. You suck. Get out of here. You suck. You're going to miss. Like, that's expected, right? That's just basic fan heckling. But the shit that this motherfucker did was out of bounds, and it got him banned for life from all MLB stadiums. Okay. Arizona Diamondback star Ketel Marte was visibly in tears on the field Tuesday, and no one knew why until after the game. Keeping his own emotions in check, the manager, Torey Lovullo, revealed to reporters that Marte was upset after the fan of Chicago White Sox Rate Field yelled something at him about his mother, who died in a car accident in 2017. A 22-year-old fan was ejected and admitted that he was the one who directed the comments toward Marte. The fan was very apologetic and remorseful, per Rogers, and has since been banned indefinitely from MLB games. We commend the White Sox for taking immediate action and removing the fan, MLB said in a statement. The White Sox continued to lift up Marte during Wednesday's game. When Marte came up to the plate for the first inning, the White Sox displayed a message on the scoreboard offering their support. And on the scoreboard, it says, "Baseball is family. The White Sox community supports Ketel Marte." That's dope. Mm-hmm. And when he went back to Arizona for their home game, all the fans gave him a standing ovation. It was so loud.
I bet.
It sounded like 2 airplanes was in the stadium. It was so beautiful. Mm-hmm. But I can say this. As a man who has lost a parent, has lost a father, it is a heart-wrenching and terrible experience, right? And I could only imagine, he lost his mother in 2017 in a car accident. And imagine maybe he's able to play the game of baseball because he loves it, but baseball and his mom, like, he doesn't think about those two things together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's, you can compartmentalize things where you love the game, you play the game and all those things. But whenever you think about your mother, you cry because you love her so much and she's not there. Mm-hmm. And then you got this dickhead fan that's like, guess why your mom died in 2017? This is why she died in a car accident. You suck. Mm-hmm. Man, that shit is inexcusable, dog. Mm-hmm. It's inexcusable. And you know what? Here's the biggest problem with these fans don't understand. These fans don't understand that these baseball players make a lot of fucking money. Right. If they wanted somebody in the stands to correct you, they could do it. Mm-hmm. Like, they got the access to do it. They could literally have a cousin of theirs or friends of theirs or just the local guy in their town that's known for beating up people. Mm-hmm. They could just pay him to sit at a couple games during the year, and he will fuck you up. He'll just get a text message: white T-shirt, green shoes, right? Mm-hmm. And as soon as you walk out to your car, you got somebody knocking you upside the head. Yeah. Oh, these guys got money. They can do it. Mm-hmm. Russell Westbrook talked about how fans were taking things too far. Mm-hmm. There have been, here's a case here. This is the most disgusting case that I've heard. And it was ex-Houston Rocket Vernon Maxwell talked about this on All the Smoke podcast. Shout out to All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Basically, he said that after his daughter had died, he had like an infant daughter that had passed away. He went to suit up and play the game. And he was sitting on the end of the bench, and, nobody really talks about how distraught men are when they lose a child. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously it's terrible for the mother, but the father is dealing with a lot as well. Yeah. So he's sitting at the end of the bench, and then Rudy Tomjanovich, who was the head coach at the time, was like, "Hey, get your head in the game. You got to go in," mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that was a little insensitive. But anyways, he goes in the game, and his head, and there's a guy that's talking shit before Vernon goes in. Vernon gets in the game because he just lost his daughter, and his mind is all over the place. He can't play right. He's shooting an air ball and shit. And then Rudy Tomjanovich pulls him back out of the game. And he said, "Here, go sit down." And then Vernon Maxwell hears that fan again talking shit. And then he mentions his dead daughter. Mm-hmm. And then Vernon was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to get this motherfucker now. I'm going to get him." And then 2 of his teammates said, "Hey, man, you can't do that, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it." And he said, "Fuck that shit." So eventually he breaks away from his teammates and he jogs up a couple stairs. It's probably like the mid deck. So he runs up to the mid deck to the fan that's talking shit, and he obliterates that guy's jaw. He socks the fuck out of him, breaks his shit, nose is bleeding, his mouth is all bleeding. And then Vernon Maxwell gets suspended for a certain amount of games. But in those cases, fans deserve it. Mm-hmm. you got to realize that these are human beings. You paid to watch them play, but they're not objects. They are human beings with feelings. And you think because they're millionaires that they're Teflon, that they don't feel things when you say stuff. That's why your wife cheated on you, you fucking the loser. Get off the court. You think that like at some point I feel like you're taking cheap shots at these guys because you envy them. It's not even about you being a fan. It's about you being bitter about maybe where your life is, or the fact that you don't feel like you'll ever reach the apex of any success. So the only success you feel is when you get a shot out of somebody else. You know, and I mean, I don't mind these athletes whooping y'all ass. If that's what they got to do, that's what they got to do. Seeing Ketel Marte out there on the field crying, it just broke my fucking heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a guy that I'm not a violent person. I don't get in fights with people. I always take the high road, man. But if somebody says something about my dad, I'm crashing the fuck out. My dad is not here to defend himself. He's alive. He's not alive. He died of cancer. And if you have something negative to say, I will approach it with positivity first and say, hey, my father has passed on. He can't defend himself. I'd appreciate it if you kept your conversation down to a minimum. And they'd be like, no, but your dad was, I'm socking you now. I told you to shut the fuck up.
After the nah, but. Yeah,
I told you after the nah, but now I'm swinging at you now, dude. You should have known to shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, but man, I felt like that I was a little more passionate about that only because, and it hurt.
Relatable for
like
you.
It genuinely hurt me seeing him crying, you know? It's like empathy on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know, seeing your brother, my best friend of 25 years, seeing him at my father's service crying, that hurt me because I felt bad for Desmond, you know? You know, so feeling empathy on that level for a person who has lost somebody is how I feel. You know, there was I don't want to be too long in the tooth. I'm sure Keith has something to say too. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. No, I think, you know, like you said, I think for you it's a little bit more relatable. And, you know, I'm not, the worst thing you could do is act like you know what that is like, you know, act like you know what that experience is like. But I think, I think for sports, I think what the White Sox did and MLB did was great. But I just think as fans, like I think most people do things because there's no consequences, right? So if you imagine like we're living in this like lawless world. Like the reason why, you know, like the Wild Wild West, you know, they described the Wild Wild West as like a place without laws, essentially. Like
Wild Wild West. So
when you're like, or even on the freeway, right? So if you see somebody driving 100 miles per hour, a lot of times you see these people driving that way because there's no consequence, right? Like they know that they could potentially get pulled over, but they may have never gotten pulled over before. You know, they may be the one that's driving down a 5 going like 90 or whatever, and they never run into a police officer, or they might have the little monitors, the little police scanner thing, so they never really run into anybody. But as soon as you get a ticket, I would imagine if that person got, you know, pulled over by somebody with a speedometer on the side of the road, like a little police motorcycle, whatever, I imagine on their way home, they're probably going the speed limit, or they're probably not driving 95 miles per hour on the way home. Right. So I say that to say there's a lot of people, and especially fans, they talk crazy because there's no consequences.
Yeah.
Like they don't, in their mind, they don't think that the basketball player is going to come up and punch me in my jaw, or the baseball player is going to come up in the stands and do anything to me. So that's why they do that. Even on Twitter, like on social media, you see it a lot. You see people talking crazy to like Kevin Durant, or like talking crazy to LeBron, or like saying racist comments, or calling people out their name, and certain artists and Kendrick and Drake and all these people, J. Cole, they say the craziest stuff to these people because they know that they're sitting behind a phone or a computer, and and J. Cole or whoever is not going to approach them in real life. So I just think that as consumers of sports and entertainment and just content in general, I think that we have to sometimes you just like it's unnecessary. I just think that they have created this culture around like trash talk that's like it's just too much. Like, you know, like when LeBron James approached Stephen A. Smith, and you know, you can have whatever thoughts you have about him doing that, but his sentiments were like, yo, like let's keep it basketball and keep my family out of it. Like that's kind of how he approached it. And I think that when a athlete, you know, is just you talking trash or whatever, I think most people would engage in that. Like, you know, you see like a Kobe Bryant talking to a fan on the sideline, or, you know, somebody that's sitting courtside, or Spike Lee or somebody, but they're keeping it on basketball. Yeah. They're talking about the actual, like, you know, like, oh, you trash, you missed that shot. I think any basketball player would be like, whatever, they would be okay with that. But once you start talking about family and all that other stuff, that's
why your grandma in the hospital.
Yeah. That's when you need to get punched in your jaw.
That's when it's like, hey, motherfucker, you doing a lot. I feel like Russell Westbrook's wife she started crashing out on people because she got tired of it. There's people saying like, Russell Westbrook, this, things like that. And she was going in a profile like, I seen your profile. You ain't got no reason to talk. You know, she was just going off on people, just going back and forth. But I think that's not like, imagine how it would feel if you're a professional athlete and people attacking your wife, saying stuff about her online. I'll be wanting to line up fades at that point. Yeah. That's one thing that'll make you want to crash out. I can't speak for all men, but like if my girl is minding her business, she ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and a fan starts saying stuff, it's like, hey, bro, like that's like, focus on me. Yeah. You want to hate me? You want to say something about me? Say something about me.
You gotta know what comes with the territory, though. I think for those people, like you can't predict what a fan is going to say, and I don't know like the dynamics of what was actually said in those cases. But you got to protect yourself, protect your energy. I feel like a lot of people, they want the luxuries of the fame, but they don't protect themselves at the same time. Like if I'm a wife of somebody, even like if I'm a husband, like if my wife is famous, she's like, you know, like a R&B singer, a pop star, whatever the case may be. I think it's just important to protect myself. Like, absolutely. Maybe I got like a private Twitter, you know, so I can still scroll and like, you know, be normal and watch reels and stuff like that. But I don't have to be subjected to like all the nonsense that these like crazy fans are gonna say.
So. Yeah, because that abuse is too much. Like there's no way. I would have to create a fake account or something. You know, just have my family and friends and people and my teammates and people that I know. Yeah. Outside of that, fuck no. That's too much, man. But damn it, I was thinking of something right now. Just fucking forgot it. Jeez. No, I don't think I have anything else to offer this conversation. Yeah. Jeez, man, I had something, but you know. That's how it happens, man. In your late 30s, early 40s, sometimes you got an amazing fucking idea. Right. And then it's just, poof, it's gone. All right, man, let's move on. All right. Switching gears. A woman and her date killed by her estranged husband in Fontana. So recently there's a viral story that's been going on with this fitness influencer. Name is, what's her name? Jesus Christ. Gloria Zamora. So here it is. Fontana, a woman in the process of getting a divorce and her date were shot and killed outside of a sushi restaurant in Inland Empire over the weekend. Then an off-duty sheriff deputy shot and killed the suspect gunman, which was her husband. Investigators said the woman's estranged husband tracked her down before shooting her and her date in a parking lot. Social media influencer and fitness coach Gloria Zamora inspired busy women to get and stay fit, but behind the strength she exhibited on camera, her personal life was taking a hit. Zamora spoke out about her pending divorce and thousands of followers just a week ago on the Horizon podcast. On Saturday night, 40-year-old Gloria Zamora, along 43-year-old Hector Garduno, were shot and killed inside a Fontana sushi restaurant on Summit Avenue. Okay, there's a lot more to this story than this, because I've looked at a lot of different articles and stories that have came out from personal accounts. There's three things. There's three different angles to look at this at when it comes to the wife, the husband, and the Sancho, right? So basically, she was in a 16-year marriage with her husband. And over time, what ended up happening is, I can't speak the whole full dynamic of their relationship. What did surface is there was a domestic violence case that was against her for beating on her husband. Mm-hmm. And it ended up, it's public knowledge. But what ended up happening prior to that is he ended up paying for some surgeries, a BBL, a tummy tuck, and things of that nature. And then she started getting into fitness. They also had 4 kids together. She had 3 kids from her previous marriage, so it's a total of 7 kids she had. But as she was going to the gym, she started to get attention from a guy there. And he was labeled as like a business partner. But prior to everything, her husband had posted that she busted her with that dude in a car, right? Mm-hmm. So that had happened first. And the guy that she was talking to that was a supposed business partner, they had risque photos and like a photo shoot where she was like half naked in his car. Dang. And these photos were spreading all over the internet. But to make a long story short, after that had happened, she ended up on a podcast where she spoke about going through a divorce and how, like, her husband had turned out to be her biggest hater and all of these things. And mind you, she was living under his roof until like around that podcast, she was out of there. So he's watching her slip away from him. And then ultimately, he ends up taking her life and the guy's life. But this is what I will say. For men have to learn how to manage their emotions. You have to. You can't do shit like this. You cannot shoot, hurt, harm, track down, follow. You can't do things like that. Mm-hmm. You just cannot. Regardless of what she did, she could have sucked 30 dicks. Doesn't matter. It is not ever okay to go and kill somebody. I understand the anger. I get where the anger comes from. But you, at some point as a man, you got to realize if your woman is slipping away from you, you just got to be like, man, she don't love me no more. And it hurts. Mm-hmm. I understand it hurts. But don't be a victim of the moment and do something and have an epic crash out that's going to affect the landscape of your children for the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. That is not it. It is never worth it. Mm-hmm. When somebody doesn't want you, you got to let them go. Yeah. Regardless. And she, she didn't talk well of him on the podcast. And she said that she had filed for a divorce a long time ago. She had literally filed for a divorce 2 weeks before she was on that podcast. Mm-hmm. Only 2 weeks. So she barely had notified her husband she was leaving him. And she was just out living a double life. She was running off with this guy. And the Sancho dude, he had his chest all stuck out because he got somebody else's girl. Here's another thing. This is for the Sancho. You never stick your chest out when you're dealing with another man's woman. Because regardless of how sorry she might be, that might be his fucking world. You're fucking up his world, man. You got to look at his perception. If you're fucking somebody's girl and you out here all happy about it, bro, that's not a good look. Like, even this situation with Cardi B and Stephon Diggs and Offset, this is dangerous. Because what if Offset crashed out? Mm-hmm. Because they all out at the game and acting like they in love and she's still throwing shots at Offset and all that. Don't do this. When you break up with somebody, you need to shut your mouth. Mm-hmm. Don't open your mouth. Shut your mouth and move in silence. You should never say anything bad about a woman that you broke up with and a woman, vice versa. You need to keep this shit in-house and be quiet. There's no reason for you to be slandering the name of somebody that you dated for 16, 5, 3, 2 months. Doesn't matter. Just be an adult, be quiet, move in silence. Don't post shit online. Because, the worst thing about people nowadays in modern society, people will be in a relationship for 6 years, 10 years, and then they break up and they dating a new motherfucker in 2 weeks and they putting it all on social. That's dangerous. That means basically you've been cheating the whole time. Right. Nobody finds love 1 week after they broke up a 16-year relationship. Right. You've been cheating the whole motherfucking time. Mm-hmm. That's ignorant. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. And here's another side of it for the women out there. And this is something that you probably have not heard on a podcast before, but I have to be blunt about this. Ladies, when you get these breast augmentation or you get these mommy makeovers or these BBLs or whatever you get, do not let that attention take you out of your relationship. Because a lot of times women that make life changes where they lose a lot of weight, they feel attractive again. It's okay for a woman to feel confidence. That's when she's at her best. Mm-hmm. When a woman feels good about her body and how she feels about herself, that is a great thing. But the issue is when women feel like that, their pictures start to change. The people they follow start to change.
People that follow them start to change.
People that follow them start to change. And then all of a sudden, here comes some random Sancho jumping in on your relationship.
Some NBA players.
You know, you got an NBA player following your wife now. What's
Kevin
going
Durant
on?
sliding in your baby mama DMs.
Yeah, bro. So I feel like a lot of times, a lot of these BBLs and these surgeries, they come with a personality.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes these women, they get carried away with the attention they receive, and they allow that attention to trump their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, they end up putting a whole family, life, everything in like a whole deal. She also mentioned that she wanted to start her OnlyFans, and her husband was not with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she went on the pod and called him a hater and all of that, I'm just like, bro, as a 40-year-old woman wanting to start her OnlyFans, why would you want that? It's your life. I'm not trying to shame nobody, and the woman is dead, so I'm not here to slander anybody. I'm talking about all three parties. But it's crazy how these things are happening a lot, Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Like the surgeries, even women that are naturally rebuilding their lives. So for example, if a woman's a little more heavy set and they bust their ass and they get the body that they've always wanted, that's the biggest challenge to a woman is how do they manage the attention?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get attention. When you're physically attractive, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But how are you going to navigate that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I think for me, I think like you said, it's idiocracy from every angle.
Absolutely.
I think that when you put on this facade, you know, on these podcasts and you try to, and I think that's what a lot of people do. But, you know, we always say like you can only put on that facade in short spurts, right? I think if she was started to do more and more of these type of podcasts, then we would start to get, you know, the real version of what was really going on.
Yeah.
But I think that when you're trying to separate yourself from your ex-husband, and you know, she probably moved on because she found something that was just fresher. You know, so they're, you know, her and this new guy are probably in some sort of like honeymoon period where it's just like
everything feels great.
It's exciting. Yeah, you guys haven't really went through the troubles of a long-term relationship, but so I think for her, it's just, I think it's not the best thing to do to kind of like promote it in that way. And I think too, like if you know, like if you've been with somebody for 16 years, you know who they are, but you also know that like, I think everybody has glimpses of crazy. Like if you've been with somebody for 16 years, there was probably a moment where you kind of seen like in an argument or something like that. Maybe not that he would murder somebody, but you know, you just seen enough like frustration or anger where you was just like, yo, this guy is crazy. And then I think for me, just knowing like what I was telling Eddie earlier, I said if the Sancho guy, that's a very like early 20s type of
situation,
behavior, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that when you start to move like this, like when you in your 30s or in your 40s, the stakes are much, much different, right? So if you cheat on somebody's or you holler at somebody's girl and you get them to cheat on you or whatever the case may be, that relationship has probably only been going on for a short period of time.
Yes.
And they don't have marriage, they don't have joint bank accounts, they don't have like, you know, 6-7 kids together. Like they haven't even lived a long enough life for that to even happen. But when you have like 16 years in the game, that's when you run into a lot of these, you know, situations where you find out somebody is dead, where the guy goes and kills, you know, the wife or the, you know, and then the cheating guy, and then like, you know, they tend to like off themselves in, you know, those situations. So I just say that to say like you were saying, everybody has played a role in like this situation, and I think in all areas there's something that we can learn from. I think from the guy, the Sancho, we know as like, if you're a single man out there, there's too many single women out here for you to be trying to go.
Way too many.
Talk to a married woman. And I think I understand it. I think that we are, it's a proximity thing, right? A lot of times, like when you see these women and, you might like the one that goes to your gym or the one that works at your job and you're like, man, I don't really care if she's married or not. Like, I'm going to try to holler at her, whatever. But in general, like that, the path of least resistance, there's going to be some consequences that come with that. So just, if you're a single man, like just focus on talking to women that are single as well.
Absolutely.
If you're a married woman, you should not be talking to nobody until your divorce is done and you have gone through your whole process of healing and, you got your life in order. I just think that a lot of people are just like freaking they're not even like, they don't break up. They just transition to new relationships. And I think that that's like the downfall of a lot of people.
That's
and then I think
one.
for a guy I think for him, I don't really know like prior to the actual, murder, like what his day to day was like how he was moving in terms of like why they wanted to break up and stuff like that. But I would say like you were saying, if somebody don't want you, like she made it very apparent, if your girl or your wife is filing for divorce and you feel like, you still trying to hold on to the relationship or fight for your relationship. I think that, is marriage. Marriage is meant for you to, stay together forever and try to like really fight for your relationship. But if somebody is saying like that, they don't want you, you shouldn't try to hold them back.
No.
And I think that you have to have enough, emotional intelligence to just remove yourself from the situation. And it's tough. Like I'm sure seeing her with another man like was a difficult thing to do, but those are the situations where you just threw your life away because your wife moved on. Yeah,
and it was deeper than that. Is not only did he see her move on with another man, but in his mind, he probably thinks she moved on with a man that's better than him because the guy had his own business, and he had like nice cars and shit like that.
Yeah,
and she probably wanted more out of life. But it doesn't matter how messy a woman breaks up with you. She could be on a date with a dude and be like, I don't care. I don't feel bad. Bye. Right?
Yeah.
And it might hurt you, but you need to just walk off and accept it. Mm-hmm. Because the truth of the matter is, anybody that would do you like that, they'll never be happy. Mm-hmm. Anybody that could do you like that will never find love. They will just transition on with one dude to the next, to the next, to the next. You got to understand this. If you're truly a valuable man or woman, anybody that does you wrong, their punishment is everybody after you. You need to have the level of integrity within yourself as a man or a woman to understand that if the person you're with fucks you over, you are better off calling a friend on the phone, going to see somebody, going to talk to a therapist, cry, hit a punching bag, run, and then move on with your life. But the people that did you wrong, they got to live with that every fucking day. Mm-hmm. And here's the worst part. When the people do you dirty and they move on with somebody else, you think that the people they fucking it off with didn't see that?
Right.
They're not going to take anybody. Look, let's say you fucking this chick that's married, right? And she leaves her husband. How could you ever take her seriously?
Yeah. I think that part, but I also think like you should never play with nobody's heart.
Fuck no.
It's just too much emotions involved with like when it comes to love. Yeah. So I feel like whether you like playing a girl, like you got, you acting like you love her and all these different things, that's very dangerous because you just never know. That's why like you see the windows busted out and the flat tires and all these things. Like a lot of that stuff comes from that. And which is weird because you could have prevented that if you just didn't, cheat on her or play with her heart or whatever the case may be. So I just think in a lot of situations, we have to realize the magnitude of love.
Absolutely.
Like, these are people that are like saying vows to people.
Yes.
These are people that are like, and not to be like weird, like sexually, but like you're letting a woman like, or you're letting a man like come inside you. Like, how like intimate that thing is.
Yes.
Like you're, like creating a life with somebody else. And, you know, for you to do that and then also go and like, you know, go cheat on this person both ways. I mean, in the woman as well. Like for a man, you know, a man, like we handle our emotions differently. So I feel like for when a man is a person getting cheated on, it's just like it's magnified because we already are holding a lot of emotions in.
There were people saying things too. There's a greater story at hand, and it's the fact that with people on social media, you never know what life they're living because the life they portray is so big. It's so massive on social, but in real life, they're not living that way. Mm-hmm. When she was living with her husband, they lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and they had 4, so it's 4, 5, it was 6 of them. Mm-hmm. In that apartment. I'm not here to judge anyone and how anyone is living because I grew up poor myself. Mm-hmm. But if you look at her social, you would think that she was making tons of money, right? And then she found a man in her mind that was living such a better life. He had a big, nice house. He had just bought a what do you call those cars that look like a toaster? A G-Wagon. He had just bought a G-Wagon, and he had like an old school car, and you know all these things. And also, like I mentioned, when she was posting those like pictures and videos, he was liking them, and they did a timeline where they started following each other. It was last year in like late December. Mm-hmm. So it's like, bro, that's why also social media etiquette is very important when it comes to a relationship.
Right.
Because let's be real here, man. I've been out places and I've been around like married women at like a bar situation. And a dude will walk up like, hey, my name's Thomas. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm married. And he's like, you can't have friends?
Yeah.
And she was like, no. He's like, but you can have my Instagram.
Yeah.
And you giving a man access to you that they don't deserve.
Yeah.
It's still giving somebody your Instagram or personal accounts when you are married or in a relationship is unnecessary access.
Yeah.
It's literally like a breeding ground for something that like infidelity, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if I'm serious and I'm with a woman, I'm not adding no females or women, excuse me. I'm not adding no women to social unless there's a working relationship, podcasting, something of that nature, because I understand that, especially if I look at their content and they got their booty all out or they look good, I don't have any reason to see that.
Yeah. I think we have to really like change the narrative in terms of like men. I don't know if they call that being a player or whatever the case may be, but I just think that any man that is talking to a married woman, like they gotta stop that.
You playing a dangerous game, sir.
It's dangerous. I think and it's also adultery too, if you want to get like
absolutely.
But I think that there was a situation when I was a little younger where there was a girl whom she wasn't married, but she was in kind of like a what do you call it? Like a domesticated situation, like, you know, long-term boyfriend and kids and stuff like that. And, you know, we ended up, you know, doing our thing, and, you know, she ended up cheating on her partner with me. And there's nothing to really brag about. It happened a long time ago. But I say this to say that when it happened, it was a lot of tension. Like, in the guy, I think he had an idea. I don't think he fully knew what was going on, but I think he had an idea. And I kept hearing things about him, like being mad, like, and like trying to threaten me and things like that, right? Like,
oh Lord,
like saying like, you know, and I don't know exactly what was going on, but it was just like, it was a lot going on. So what ended up happening, there was a situation where there was like a lot of mutual like friends and stuff like that. So one of my guys, like his sister, knew, like, they were all like hanging out in some capacity, and something happened where his sister got bumped or, you know, nudged, or she might have got an elbow, or like it was an accident. It wasn't anything on purpose. And like my guy got a call, and then we like all went over there, like, cause we were like, oh, we gotta, you know, protect his sister or whatever the case may be. Anyways, we all go over there, and I don't know, like the situation with his girl and, you know, her cheating on him with me, it didn't really have anything to do with this situation, but my older brother felt like it was like necessary because it was just so much like tension going on. And he just came out and admitted it, right? Like he basically said, like, you know, hey, like your girl cheated on you. And his reason for saying that was he was like, hey, man, like I come from a place where like people lose their lives for things like that. So we just want to come clean and we just want to like have a clean slate. And then he asked me and he was like, hey, man, is this true? And I was like, yeah. And, you know, it was like a tough situation because I felt like it, you know, it wasn't like the easiest thing to like, you know, admit, and it just kind of ruined like their relationship. And, you know, like, it was just a lot going on.
And the dude said, was mine's bigger?
No, I don't know about that. but yeah, so I think I say that to say like, in retrospect, you know, I don't know if we did the right thing or not, you know, who knows what that is, but I just think that I kind of felt like that situation could have gotten out of hand, you know, and this is just like for me hearing things or hearing rumors and things of that nature. So I could only imagine when the people are married, when it's like 7 kids, when you're 40 years old, when you've been married for 16 years, when there's social media involved and, you know, dudes pulling up with G-Wagons and, you know, things like that, like how much more conflict and tension that could bring to a situation.
There's so many different angles, man. And not only that, but it's also the fact that you got to imagine that, you know, a person or, you know, a woman that has had a marriage and that many children, what it could do to a woman's body. Because women giving birth, it changes their body chemistry for the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. A woman could work out 5 days a week and lose weight and everything, but there's certain things that are irreversible because you have a child and you got that stretched out skin on your stomach or whatever the case, that ain't ever going nowhere. Mm-hmm. So when they do have certain surgeries that correct those things, and I'm not against all of them. So to be real, like the tummy tuck stuff,
the mommy makeovers.
Is that what they call it? The mommy makeover? Mm-hmm. If you married and your wife is just really just bummed out about how her body is looking and she wants to get that procedure done, I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. I'm not with the BBL stuff. Honestly, I'm not with that. But if she wanted to get that cut off because she was not feeling good about her body, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. I just think, though, that there's like a, what do you call it? You have to hope that once people get to a position they want to really be at, that they don't change on you. Mm-hmm. Because that's kind of what happened. Mm-hmm. You know, the fact that you got attention that you probably are not used to receiving, that could change somebody. That's for men or women. If you it's some dudes out here that's in a relationship probably for the last 4 or 5 years, and then they come across $6 million. Mm-hmm. And they're like, man, I don't want to be with her no more. I'm out of here.
Dang.
That can happen.
Yeah.
It could be a woman.
That's tough.
It's tough, but sometimes there's somebody else that's existing in their subconscious that will never come to the front until the situation in the scenario exists. Mm-hmm. And it's no different than a woman that's a little bit heavy set. She seems decent. Everything's fine. And then she gets the body that she's always wanted. And she's like, I'm not wasting these good years on this dude. Mm-hmm. What am I doing with him when I got a BBL, a tummy tuck, and I got titties? Mm-hmm. I'm going to the gym and getting a man that I really want.
Yep.
That's scary, Keith.
Yeah.
All I would say is I just hope that people learn from this situation. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the dude trying to get married pussy, you need to stop. Or it's the husband that can't control his fucking self, you need to stop. Don't crash out like that. Please don't. Go talk to somebody. That is inexcusable. Mm-hmm. And ladies, do not let attention distract and take you away from your relationship. Because I've been seeing that shit a lot. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else to offer here, sir?
Nope.
All right, let's go ahead. You want to mention the last one?
Yeah, we can, just briefly.
All right, briefly. Let's go ahead and move on. Switching gears. Tyler Perry sued by former Oval actor Derek Dixon. All right. What a last name.
Yeah, the perfect last name.
Speaking of dicks, it might be something involved with Mr. Tyler Perry. I'm not saying that the man is gay, but the sources and people, my team and people are telling me from my team that it is a possibility. All right. Filmmaker and actor Tyler Perry was hit with a $260 million sexual assault an harassment lawsuit on June 13th. Perry and the man behind the popular franchise Medea shows like Duplicity and Sisters and a slew of Netflix originals is being sued by actor Derek Dixon. The first two met when Dixon worked at the opening party for Tyler Perry Studios. In his lawsuit, Dixon alleges that Perry encouraged him to try his hand at acting, offering him TV roles in Ruthless and later The Oval. Dixon accepted the jobs, but is alleging that during his employment, Perry sexually harassed him, groped him, and then retaliated against him when he did not reciprocate Perry's unwanted advances. According to the complaint, Perry, who is reportedly worth $1.4 billion, said through his attorney that he let someone get close to him, but that he now considered the relationship was nothing more than setting up a scam. All right. Now you said you seen some messages. What were those messages?
The text messages.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to look for him to pull them up. But let me see.
Tyler Perry was saying some crazy shit on there. It definitely sounded kind of gay. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. Tyler Perry text messages.
Yeah, let's have some right here. Let me see.
Take a look at some of the text messages. Okay. Let's see here. What does it say here?
You found him?
Okay, I see one. It says, nice picture. Yeah, the water does look calm. Nice picture. Great, amazing, awesome picture. And then it says, you don't see that stud in the nice picture? He says, and it says, I can call you later or tomorrow sometime. And it says, you have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but I laughed the entire time. I could see the world and characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. I want to take losing it out at Amazon or Netflix after. Well, okay, there's a bunch of shit here.
I found another one. It says, so Derek Dixon is the one in the blue, and then the first one is for Tyler Perry. It says, Tyler Perry says, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? ? It says, yes. This is Tyler Perry still. It's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. It looked like I don't know if he's responding to two messages or
probably.
If there's some been deleted.
Yeah.
Then Derek says, giving up my
religious guilt,
becoming a Buddhist. That's so cool. Where you come from? Unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that, and it's so sad. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. So I think it sounds like, I don't know. These messages are kind of hard to read. They're all over the place.
Other one says, treat myself right. What are you doing? And he put Derek, right, which is weird. He says, just talking to my sister. I roll. Fine. Good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that you don't want to talk to. I don't want to talk to any of them. Trying to get
Tyler Perry. You sound like it.
What?
The way he talking to this man is crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely
Derek. Like what? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's definitely it. Trying to get. He put trying to get off so I can go to sleep. LOL.
You seen where he called him Thick Derek?
No, I didn't see that. I understand. LOL. Apparently, you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. And he put, I just started. They didn't. Yeah, this is starting to get a little more weird.
There was one. So I think there was a moment where I think Tyler Perry has seen a photo of them, and these things are broken up, so it's not like the whole like thread. But I guess Tyler Perry had seen a photo of Derek on the beach with some other guy, and then Tyler Perry says, "Why did that photo make me jealous? You two together?" And then Derek says, "Haha, I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL." And then Tyler Perry says, LOL. And then Derek says, he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get some steps in, and now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself. And then Tyler Perry says, thick Derek, get that Chipotle.
Oh, my God.
Like, nah, this nigga's true.
Haha, you can tell from that photo. He's like, no, I can't. Only from your jeans. God damn. Yeah, this is definitely gay. And he's like, well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. No, not that person, LOL. Just saying. I feel so sorry for the person that you choose. And I don't even take an aspirin for someone anymore. What is this? This is wild. This is wild, bro.
Yeah. This is what I would say. I feel like I don't think Tyler Perry did anything bad. I feel like this is what they were saying. They had mentioned this on the Joe Budden podcast. I feel like he is a billionaire and he just used his cachet and his power to sound like have sex with this dude.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So I don't know, maybe the groping and stuff did happen, but outside of that, like just when you're looking at these stuff, it just looks like I'm a billionaire. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a job. I like you, so I'm gonna flirt with you a little bit here and there, and might have some relations. And that's
it's deeper than that though, because he's never came out as gay. So,
yeah, that's a different thing though.
Well, no, it's not. I'm gonna tell you why. When somebody never comes out as gay and you're posting gay adjacent text messages, it will destroy that person's reputation. So that was, I feel like, the intention behind it. It could be a money grab,
but
maybe nothing happened, but still nobody knew that he was gay.
I don't think
if he is.
Yeah, this is what I would say. Just when these text messages came out, like, that wasn't really the conversation.
These are sex messages.
Yeah. I didn't really hear anybody like, oh, dang, Tyler Perry gay. It was more so like, come on, dog. Like, we knew what was up. Like, we've been watching all the movies. So
yeah.
I would say, like, that wasn't the shocking part of any. And it's not really shocking. I don't think any of it is shocking. I think that, the lawsuit is going to play out however it's going to play out. But I just think that, I think there's somewhat of a shakedown, and this is what I would say. This is how I know like how this stuff kind of works. So, we had met P. Diddy like this was maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah, like 22, 23.
Yeah. So P. Diddy had came to a studio where we were at, and we were like recording. Just him talking to the mixing engineer.
Hey, cameraman, come here real quick.
Yeah, take that. So we were just in there, like literally just holding cameras and recording. So fast forward, all the Cassie, the lawsuits come out, and one of my guys, and we just joking, but one of my guys hit me. He's like, bro, like, hey, we might got a case. All we got to do is say that he did this, X, Y, and Z. I was like, it's physical evidence that we were like, that we were there. You know what I mean? So I say that to say, I think like in these type of situations, if there's any gray area, I think that some of these people hitting up lawyers and being like, yo, like I had a relationship with this dude.
Yeah. It's a photo with you and P. Diddy in frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think with Derek Dixon, he trying to take advantage of our opportunity. And what happens with these, it's $260 that he's suing him for. He probably thinking like, yo, if we settle for like $5 million, I win, So I think, I would say it's two sides to this. One, this is extremely wild. Like, for Tyler Perry to be moving like this, I think is like, I would think that you would have just much more professionalism about you. Like if we talk about it, behind closed doors, just in terms of like how celebrities can just make it easier for themselves.
Yes.
Usually these situations come about when like people stop getting paid or, if you got an escort or whatever situation and you walk out on them and don't lead them their money, then they gonna go to TikTok or whatever, or you just lie to them. I think these are the type of things that come out about celebrities. But if you move in a certain way, like, this stuff should never happen.
It's a text on here that look crazy too. It says like, how do you make money then? It says subscriptions. They make money from the advertising, lots of money. I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. Testosterone. He said, oh yeah, from the doctor. He's like, but it is making you feel better. He said, I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me.
That's what Tyler Perry said?
Yeah, Tyler is in the white, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's Tyler.
Yeah, so Tyler's all the messages on the left.
God damn.
Yeah.
He said, call me. Hey, I think the hangover hit me harder than I thought. Can we talk later? Yes, it was quick, but okay.
Yeah, I would say these seem legit.
Yeah.
Like just in terms of the text messages, they seem legit. I just don't know if he got an actual sexual harassment / assault case on his hand. But yeah, I think that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think anybody was ever like, oh my gosh, this is news. Like, this is crazy. I think more people were like, we could have, that's not even the wildest part of this whole thing. I just think that Tyler Perry, you got to move. You got to move like you worth $1 billion. Like, this is crazy.
Tyler Cherry.
Tyler Dairy Air.
He gonna get up there on the stand and be like, I don't know what's going on. Nah, nigga, you can't Medea your way out of this one. You can't Medea your way out of this one, nigga. You better take that fucking wig and dress off in this courtroom.
Yeah.
God damn
That's
it.
funny. Yeah. I feel like too, this is the tough part about this situation. There's always the court of public opinion.
Right.
And I feel like in the black community, like Tyler Perry is very polarizing, primarily because of the thematically, like what he puts on screen and his depiction of black people. So this is a tough situation. Yeah. Like I feel like if it's who would I say? I just throw a name out there like Denzel Washington, right? And I don't even want to put him in this light, but I'm just saying like black people love Denzel Washington. Yep. So if there was a situation that came out about him and it just somebody was trying to sue him for whatever reason, the fans in the community would be like, yo, this is not real. Like you gotta show me. Or even with like Jay-Z, like, that whole Jay-Z situation, that stuff went away so fast. And a lot of people didn't really believe it because they got an affinity for Jay-Z. Tyler Perry, on the other hand, like he's like very polarizing. So he don't have like the people going to bat for him, in terms of his character and stuff like that. So I think this is going to make it tough for him. And I'm just curious to see how this play out.
Yeah, he might not be the only person to come and have something to say about Tyler. It's going to be some other once they see the money involved, somebody else gonna say something.
Yeah. I could imagine Diddy calling up Tyler. Hey, yo, Tyler, I want you to come have a freak off, but you got to wear that Medea suit.
Oh, my God. You hear this nigga yelling like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Oh, my God. Oh, Diddy, why are you doing me like that? Why you got this gay dog in here?
God dang.
Dog is in there like, whoa. Whoa.
Why you got this dog in here?
Oh, man. Dog sniffing everybody ass. Mm-hmm. All right. I think we've made it to the end of this one here. Yep. All right, folks. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.